Well, I don't believe it that they finally started pulling down videos. I was wondering when it was going to start. Even Patreon, who seems to be aligned with YouTube, and anybody who has an art platform, they kind of like have to um, align with YouTube sometimes. But they've taken down two videos. The topic, I mean, in a 30-minute video, try to throw as much stuff at you as I can, and hope some of it sticks. But it's a lot of information that went down, and they said there was something in each video that could inhibit people from getting vaccines, and that would be a threat to public safety. It's, with misinformation, that's the word they use, misinformation. And so I kind of wonder who the person is that decides what information is factual and what isn't. See, most of the stuff I talk about is public record. You just have to know where to go dig for it. And so when you're quoting and you're making assumptions based upon what public record clearly is showing you, then how do you call that misinformation? Who decided that was misinformation? And you have to laugh at sometimes even the horrible, and you have to stare the darkness in the face. But there's a time where you have to quit pushing, or they will push back. So they sent me a message that I could wake up tomorrow and everything will happen all over again. Just for your information, the backup channel to this is Todd Marley. It's his name, Todd Marley, and that channel's been waiting to do a bunch of musical stuff. But so if this goes down, we'll start uploading videos to Todd Marley, the YouTube channel. But it's laughable because I can remember sitting there talking about how the disinformation that's coming out of even mainstream is dangerous. It's it's a horrible thing that somebody's telling you that the sun is colder when it is hotter. I mean, that's just, what can I tell you? And so what do? We tried to throw a mountain, a Everest of information that's public record right at your face, so you can see the sun is not getting colder by any means. And again, we talk about breeding complacency. With misinformation and confusion breeds complacency. And when there's complacency, you don't take action. And then when all of a sudden the hammer drops and you're not ready for it, well, we all see what happens now, don't we? And when you look at the credibility of the individuals who are saying, hey, it's safe and effective, when effective stands in the face of logic and public record, questioning the efficacy of these vaccines is, you're right, is warranted. And if you don't, something's wrong with you. Even if they've been around for 3 years, nobody knows if 10 years from now you're going to still have these antibodies. Heck, people go 50 years and still maintain their measles antibodies that they get from their vaccines. That's just incredible. And so vaccines work, but the efficacy and the safety issues, if they're not made public, if they're not out on the table, if you're allowed to distort or hide some few things, then, and you're a pharmaceutical company, then the next product you put out, how are we to believe you? And that the FDA delays pulling your products off the market, how do we trust them now? And so I mean, I'm not stirring up the hornet's nest. They stirred it up themselves. Public record is public record. But I can tell you what, a public record, you can fool some of the people some of the time, but you can't fool all the people all the time. I read the ingredients that's in those vaccines. And of the listed ingredients, I'm not seeing the aluminum, the formaldehyde, or the mercury. That's probably why they have to be frozen, because they don't have that preservative in them. So, from that standpoint, thank you. Thank you for not putting all that garbage in there, the aluminum, formaldehyde. But I was holding out for the live virus vaccine, the deactivated whole virus, because the mRNA, it's just a new technology. That's all, and you know how all new technologies are. You got to work the bugs out, and since everything's fast tracked, then there's really not that kind of time. We're going to have to work the bugs out as we go along, and that's what they're doing. And I'm not saying that's wrong, but I'm saying if you're going to get a vaccine, you at least got to make an educated choice. And the videos that were taken down, I didn't say don't get a vaccine. I'm just saying, learn that if you're older and you have comorbidities, that these can be hard on you. And listen, a whistleblower came out, made homemade videos. I have all those links. I have them screen captured because they're getting taken down as fast as they're coming up. So I have them kind of hidden on a bunch of different platforms. Some of the videos were so disturbing I haven't been able really to go to bed till like 2 or 3 a.m. Because it's just disturbing about some of these homemade videos of what people are seeing with regard to the test. I can't get too specific, but so I'm going to put a link down to one of the videos regarding what's been removed. And then, I mean, even BitChute, it's taken 5 days to approve a video. So, Big Brother's coming down with a fist. I don't know how long we're going to be able to share some of these videos. So you screen capture them, you download them to your hard drive, and then when they take them off a platform, you go back and put them up under another IP address or something. And just make them keep taking these videos down. But I've already known what it's like to be targeted. I've taken one for the team. It's time to pass the torch. I need to be careful. So, the information I find out in my personal investigations regarding some of these topics are not going to be made public available for my own safety. So, I mean, that's pretty serious stuff what's happening. And I just feel if you have information that could be helpful to somebody and you keep that information hidden, that somehow you're not a very good person. And you're not a very brave person. So also I'll post a link to the database in the comment section, the link to the database that is chronicling these adverse reaction and adverse events. And the last thing of importance I really want to say is antivirals. If you're doing over-the-counter antivirals, the sooner you start on them, the better. It's nice to have a baseline level going already. And this coronavirus has made the store next to impossible to run. Especially if I'm trying not to use. I'm really trying not to use Amazon, and I'm trying to use private people sending me stuff, and I'm trying to go to local areas paying 10 times much for a container because I know it hasn't been mass handled through China and in the ports and in the post offices. So I just, and it hasn't come in contact with everybody else's mail. So it's been hard, and I need to devote some time to getting that cleaned up and getting a better process for me, and then upgrading the products, making them more competitive, making them more accessible, getting an inventory so that I can ship as soon as I get orders and not have to rely on the manufacturer. So there's a whole lot of improvement I need to do over there on the Kimber Touch website, and that's come under attack. So I mean, everywhere I turn, I'm coming under attack. But I look at some of the religious people from our past, that they came under attack, and what they had to put up with. So I'll carry my cross, but I am passing the torch in many, many ways. So look for those links, and thank you for listening.